tala ng US Census Bureau noong taong 2021 ay may 4.5 milyong migranteng Pilipino dito sa Amerika. Sila ang mga kababayan nating nakikipagsapalaran pumunta dito para hanapin ang American Dream o nakapag-asawa ng isang American citizen o naipetisyon ng kanyang kamag-anak na naririto na o kaya naman ay dito na naipanganak. At sa tala naman ng Migration Policy Institute sa Washington, D.C., ng parehong taon ay may tinatayang halos 400,000 ang mga undocumented o tago ng tago o unauthorized stay sa ating mga kababayan dito sa Amerika. Ngayon, dito sa Profile Overseas Diaries ay makakasama natin ang isang kababayan natin na isang immigration lawyer na tumutulong sa mga may problema sa kanilang immigration status. Hindi lamang sa mga Pilipino, kundi pati na rin sa ibang lahi sa abot ng kanyang kakayanan. Kilalanin natin si Atty Lemuel Carlos at tuklasin kung bakit pinili niyang maging isang immigration lawyer. Ako, si Dong Robles.
A lot of them involved removal defense, going to immigration court, protecting people from being deported, keeping families together, despite the fact that they had some challenges, maybe some minor criminal issues in the past, or maybe they might have violated some immigration laws in the past. I took the cases and I became successful at it.
Banayad, mahinahon, ngunit maliwanag at direkta sa kanyang mga binibitawang mga salita. Ito ang impresyong makukuha mo habang kinakausap ang mabait na abogado at kampyon ng mga migranteng Pinoy dito sa Arizona, si Atty Lemuel Carlos.
My name is Atty Lemuel Carlos, and I'm a Filipino-American immigration attorney located here in Scottsdale, Arizona. I have been practicing for the past 18 years, specifically in immigration law. I'm a member of the bar in the state of Hawaii and also in the state of Arizona. I graduated magna cum laude from Georgetown University with a degree in foreign service. And then I went on to the School of Law at Berkeley, at UC Berkeley in California.
Aminado si Atty Lemuel na sa una ay hindi niya inisip ang maging lawyer dahil wala namang lawyer sa kanyang pamilya at mga kamag-anak. Pero nabago ito nang mag-aral ito sa UC Berkeley. Itinuturing na isa sa mga top-notch na universidad sa larangan ng law at magkaroon ng exposure sa issue ng immigration.
If I were to be honest, as a kid in school, I really did not choose law because I had any kind of affinity to the law. Although I did have a relative, my great-grandfather was a justice of the Supreme Court of the Republic of the Philippines during the Commonwealth era, Justice De Hoya. And as I pursued my career, I looked up to him. Even though I never actually met him, I would read his reports at the Berkeley Law Library, and they really inspired me. But the real reason I studied law was because I was good in school. I was a good writer. I read voraciously. And I really just wanted to delay my life for a bit and go back to school. And I got into one of the best law schools in the country at UC Berkeley. And it was there that I really got the bug, so to say. In my second year of law school, I took an elective at the Immigration Law Caucus in San Francisco, California, where I assisted immigrants with their immigration paperwork. And in particular, I assisted abused women under the Violence Against Women's Act. And I realized that there really was no such thing as the model minority, so to speak, meaning Asians don't have it better than anybody else. And as immigrants, we all struggle. I remember the struggle that my parents went through in raising us. They created a great life for me and my brothers and my sister. They had to undergo a lot of sacrifices, a lot of loneliness, a lot of homesickness, but they provided a great life for us. And as an immigrant myself, I decided to give back to my community upon my graduation and help other immigrants, not just from the Philippines, but from all over the world to achieve the American dream.
Pero bago magpasyang tuluyang maging immigration attorney, ay nagtrabaho muna si Atty Lemuel sa isang malaking law firm sa Honolulu bilang isang litigation lawyer na kung saan, ayon na rin sa kanya, ay mas lalong nagpahasa ng kanyang lawyering skills. Dahil bata pa at katatapos pa lang niya sa kursong abogasya, mainit at halos walang kapaguran ito sa kanyang mga appearances hanggang sa may madiskumbring kondisyon sa kanyang kalusugan.
So I graduated from Berkeley, and then I initially started my career in litigation, specifically real estate litigation in Hawaii, in Honolulu, at one of the biggest law firms in Honolulu. And so I gained a lot of my skills at the big firm. I was enjoying my career as a litigation attorney. I was a young attorney. I was on fire. They were sending me to cases all over the state of Hawaii, and I was really honing my skills. And unfortunately, in 1997, I was diagnosed with a very aggressive tumor in my back. And so for medical reasons, I stepped away and I moved to the state of Arizona during my more than a year of rehabilitation. And I actually stepped away from the law after I moved to Arizona. I stepped away for about 8 years.
Sa 8 taong pagtigil sa pagpapractice ng pag-aabogado at habang tuluyang makapagpagaling ng kanyang kondisyong medikal, minabuti na muna ni Atty Lemuel na tumulong muna sa negosyo ng kanilang pamilya, ang kanilang home care business.
Because it was a bit of a difficult rehabilitation, I decided to step away from the law for a while. I went into the family business, which is what a lot of Filipinos actually do here in Arizona, and that's we have care homes for the elderly. My parents were doing that. They were quite successful at it. My elder brother, my kuya, was also quite successful, and so he set me up with this business. It was just the right thing for me to do at the time because it was a bit less stressful than being in the high stakes, high paced litigation, constantly having deadlines to meet. I was able to I guess you could say, chill out for a bit for about 8 years. And I enjoyed taking care of the elderly. I really, really did. But I think it wasn't really allowing me to reach my highest potential as a person. And that I got when I stepped back into the law.
Sa kanyang pagbabalik bilang law practitioner, sa payo na rin ng kanyang mga magulang, inamin ni Atty Lemuel na hindi ito naging madali, lalo na't nagdesisyon siyang mag-self-practice na lang.
My parents convinced me to go ahead and take the bar exam again, and I decided to do it, and I passed. And when I decided to go out again on my own in the law, I didn't know what to do. I certainly didn't want to join another firm. So I decided to go out on my own. And believe me, the beginning, it was a struggle. I didn't have a lot of mentors. I had to learn on my own, do a lot of self-study, make a lot of mistakes. But eventually, I was able to build my practice, and now I really enjoy it. One of the things that led me to immigration also was my undergraduate degree of foreign service. I initially had wanted to become a diplomat. I speak 5 languages fluently, including Tagalog, and I utilized that gift of languages with my clients every day. I speak Spanish, I speak French, and I even have some Italian clients now, so I get to use those languages during my practice. So when I decided to go back to the law and build my law practice, it was at this point that I really feel like I stepped into my power and really became the highest version of myself.
Sa kanyang self-practice bilang isang immigration lawyer, samot-saring mga issue o problema ng mga immigrants ang kanyang hinawakan na kanyang naipanalo. Ilan din sa mga ito ay pro bono bilang tulong na rin sa mga kapos at gipit sa kanilang kabuhayan.
You know, it's funny because when I first started, I still had that bravado. I wasn't scared of anything. And I think that had to do with the fact that I was entering a practice that I really didn't know much about. So I took risks. I would take cases back then that I don't think I would take anymore now. But I honed my skills. I was successful at many of these cases. A lot of them involved removal defense, going to immigration court, protecting people from being deported, keeping families together, despite the fact that they had some challenges, maybe some minor criminal issues in the past, or maybe they might have violated some immigration laws in the past. I took the cases and I became successful at it. I also continued taking on, and I still do to this day, take cases where people are abused under the Violence Against Women's Act. I don't base my whole practice on that because it is labor intensive. It's very emotional. It can be very trying. But I do take my fair share of those. A lot of them are pro bono. But I've been able to help a lot of our both male and female kababayan, actually, because you don't have to be a woman to be abused. You can be in a same-sex relationship. You can be, and the woman can also be the abuser, believe it or not. So just protecting people, because from the immigrant side, when they're being abused, sometimes they feel like they don't have any recourse. They think, well, I'm relying on my spouse for my papers, so hindi ako pwede magsumbong. Baka maapekto yung kaso ko. So that's something that I try to help people understand, that even though they are the immigrant, they're the ones that are seeking the benefit, they do have rights. They have the right not to be abused. And if that's happening, they don't have to be in that relationship anymore. They can actually divorce or separate from their abusive spouse and file their own immigrant paperwork on their own. We've always been successful once I've taken the case. So even though the journey would be a little bit heartbreaking and sad at times, at the end of the day, it makes the victory so much sweeter because we're able to get the benefit and win. There are some cases, unfortunately, that even though they tugged at my heartstrings, I really couldn't take because there was no remedy for them. And I didn't want to certainly take the money from somebody if there was no hope. So I've had to turn away a few cases.
Hindi maikakaila at kitang-kita sa aura ni Atty Lemuel na nag-e-enjoy siya sa kanyang ginagawang pagtulong sa mga imigrante. Sa katunayan, ayon na rin sa kanya, ang ilan sa mga natulungan niya ay naging mga malapit na kaibigan niya. At kahit pa tapos na ang kanilang client-lawyer relationship, ay nag-evolve naman ito sa mas malalim na pagsasamahan at pagkakaibigan.
Honestly, I love what I do. Most of my clients
Aktibo rin siya sa pagbibigay ng panahon at talino sa pagtataguyod ng wika at kulturang Pinoy dito sa Arizona bilang tagapayo at board member ng Advocacy Foundation na minsan na rin nating na-feature dito sa Profile Overseas Diaries.
So Advocacy Foundation, which as those of you who don't know, is a foundation founded by Marcy Goma, who is an educator, a Filipino-American educator here in Arizona, one of the movers and shakers of our local Filipino-American community. It was her brainchild, and she knew me professionally and asked me to join. And the reason why I really got involved with Advocacy was because as a Filipino American myself who grew up here in the United States, it has always been one of my sources of pride that I speak our language, our national language, Tagalog. My parents made it a point for me to learn. They would send me to the Philippines for my summer vacations, where they even would hire tutors for me so that I would speak Tagalog fluently. And they taught me the Filipino culture. I came here when I was 3 years old. And though most people who would come to the United States at that age would not know anything about their culture, let alone speak the Filipino language, I was lucky enough to be taught. And so when Marcy came to me with the idea that she would establish a school for Filipino American children to learn Filipino language, to learn Filipino music, and to learn Filipino culture and dance and values, I thought, I'm totally on board, because that's me. That's me. I was a Filipino American kid, and my parents decided to instill the language, the culture, the values in me, and I love it. And I'm so proud that I grew up that way.
At bago magtapos ang panayam kay Atty Lemuel, mariin na kanyang idiniklara ang pagmamahal sa kanyang pagka-Pilipino at pag-amin na malaking bahagi ng kanyang tagumpay ay galing sa lahing pinanggalingan niya.
I think what I want to say is that there is so much to be proud of for being Filipino. And you can be born overseas, you don't have to be born in the Philippines, but if you have and you're aware and you're steeped in those Filipino values and culture and language, there is just so much to be proud of. And my being Filipino has really been a strong foundation in my life and something that has, I believe, contributed to my success.
Nakakatuwang isipin na bagamat dito na sa Amerika lumaki at nagkaisip, proud Pilipino pa rin si Atty Lemuel Carlos at hindi nakakalimot sa kanyang pinanggalingan. Bagkus ay aktibong naglilinang ng kulturang Pilipino sa mga komunidad dito sa Arizona. At higit sa lahat ay patuloy na tumutulong magtaguyod sa kapakanan ng mga kababayan natin na may problema sa kanilang immigration status. Mabuhay po kayo! Naway muling nakapulutan ng aral at inspirasyon ang kwento na ibinahagi namin sa inyo. Ang Profile Overseas Diaries ay laging handa at bukas para sa ating mga kababayan na nagnanais magbahagi ng kanilang kwento ng buhay. Mag-email lang sa pmma.usa22@gmail.com. At upang mapanood ang lahat ng aming mga episodes, bisitahin lang ang aming YouTube channel. I-type lang ang Profile Overseas Diaries. Makisuyo na rin na i-like, mag-subscribe at pindutin ang aming notification button para kung may mga bago kaming istorya, una kang makakaalam. You can also visit our website. Basta't isulat lamang sa search engine ang pmma.mozillasite.com kung saan mababasa naman ninyo ang iba pa naming istorya. We also have our Facebook page. Muli, maraming salamat. Ako si Dong Robles.
To media and entertainment, we're your go-to source for latest trends and news.
Let's give a spotlight to those successful and inspiring stories from our vibrant community and celebrate those who make a difference every day.
Whether your career, your passions, and personal growth, we've got the latest scoop.
And insider tips that will make you fulfilled.
From latest in fashion, travel, and mouth-watering food trend to business age strategies, we got you covered. From different walks of life, we bring you stories that inspire and empower.
Let us share your journey and showcase your unique experiences.
Let us show you the stories that matter.
Your ultimate source of information.
Your inspiration and connection.
We are the AZ Pinoy Unlimited.
Are you ready for the comedy event of the year? Get set for Laughter in Tandem, live on September 7, 2024. Starring the dazzling Donita Nose and the side-splitting Super Tekla.
Hello mga katandem! Ako po si Donita Nose.
And I'm Super Tekla, and take note, ngayong September
7,
live na live ang Donekla dyan sa may Arizona.
Correct! Ito po ay gaganapin sa Hilton Scottsdale Resorts and Villas. And for tickets po, ayan, puntahan nyo lang po or tawagin nyo po ang number na 602-505-8524 na si Miss Alma or si Alvin ng 623-643-9800. We'll see you there, guys, sa Arizona!
Arizona, get ready!
See you!
Plus, don't miss a special guest performance by the legendary Jinky Oda.
Hi y'all! I'm so excited to see you on September 7th in Phoenix, Arizona. We're going to have a show, Laughter in Tandem with Super Tekla and Donita Rose. And of course, yours truly, Jinky Oda here. Have to see you there. Saya-saya yan!
This spectacular event is brought to you by M&A Gold Productions in partnership with DJ Alvin Silva, Jeweler Entertainment, and Luxury Closet. Don't miss Laughter in Tandem on September 7th at the Hilton Scottsdale Resort and Villas. A night of unforgettable comedy and fun awaits you. Be there!
Hi, this is Paul from Scooptopia. In behalf of Scooptopia family, we are inviting all of you to try our unique flavors of locally made ice creams. We also have shave ice, boba drinks, special halo-halo, warm taho. We also have signature hot food like Filipino style spaghetti, arroz caldo, chicken and pork barbecue, and different kinds of Filipino desserts and bread. We are open from Tuesday to Sunday from 2 to 8 p.m. and hope to see all of you soon in our store. Thank you.
Ibalik actually is endeavor bringing all together, lifting interpersonal relations, changing communities. So it's a non-profit organization dedicated to uniting Filipinos worldwide, not just here in the New York.
Tungkol sa ibalik, to revitalize yung sense of community which we used to have. Yung concept ng bayanihan is essentially a concept of the community working together para tulungan kung sino nangangailangan ng tulong. In a way, ibalik, yun ang purpose niya na to reach out to other Filipinos to come up with a sense of community.